Nathan Judo. I'm here with Wolves reporter is Mr. Liam Keane at the Etihad Stadium. It is Haaland 4 + 1, Wolverhampton Wanderers 1. It was the Haaland show, and look, I mean, you're playing the best side in the world of football, so it's very, very difficult, and sometimes it's difficult to be critical, but at the same time, they were definitely second best today, weren't they?
Yeah, absolutely. Look, there's no shame in losing to Manchester City. Look, this is a magnificent side. You said they're best team in world football. I have to agree, regardless of them going out in the Champions League. And there is a way to go about losing to Man City, and I felt that Wolves defensively were concerning today. I think the manner in which, I don't think there was 2 penalties involved, but the manner in which they allowed the other 3 goals to go in from a lot of individual performances, and that's across the board. That's not just picking out any one player. Proves the Wolves have still got a little way to go to reach the heights that they want to. Not a good day at the office, despite being against an unbelievable side and a striker in Erling Haaland who was absolutely battering. There's a lot of question marks over whether he's a good footballer or a good goal scorer. I mean, he absolutely destroyed Wolves with the ball at his feet, with runs in behind, in the air. Wolves could not get anywhere near him as a team and as individuals.
Look, regardless of the result, regardless of Manchester City, who I think will end up winning this Premier League, I can't see them losing a game, I can't see them drawing a game. But you cannot, when you set up like you have done today, go in at half-time 3-0 down with Haaland scoring 3 goals. It's as simple as that. And you can debate the first penalty if you want. End of the other 2 goals, you've got no issues with whatsoever. And I thought he was just superb throughout and bullied that defence and bullied Max Kilman today. Wolves have missed a lot of players this season. We talk about the strikers, we talk about the forwards, we talk about the likes of Neto missing, the likes of Cunha missing, the likes of Hwang missing. Under that radar is Craig Dawson, who man-to-man marked Haaland out of the game when Wolves beat them at Molineux, and I thought it shows how much they missed him today. Look, I'm not saying that Wolves would have got anything from the game, but Kilman he struggled today and looked a little bit out of his depth, I think.
Yeah, I was going to mention that. We spoke about it leading up to this game, about how Dawson, it was not only a perfect tactical plan, but you go out there and you put that plan onto the pitch, and Dawson, to be honest, he bullied Haaland that day. Haaland had 1 shot on target, and it was a scuffed shot that Jose Sarr easily collected. Today, it was the opposite.
Yeah.
Max Kilman really struggled. It was not only the physical battle, but he was leaving Haaland with 5 yards of space.
So much space,
and allowing him opportunities. Now, the players around him didn't help.
No.
Semedo, poor game today, gives the penalty away. Totti Gomez gives the ball away for the 5th goal, struggles.
Cunha giving the ball away.
Cunha gave the ball away for the 2nd goal and had a really poor game today by his standards as well. It's not just Kilman, it's across the board.
But you're the one marking him.
But when you compare the Dawson performance to this performance, they are worlds apart, aren't they? Exactly.
Yeah, look, at the same time, they kept going. Wolves, they got a consolation goal. I thought it was a really smart finish by Hwang. And look, Gary Neal's got some question marks and also he's got some decisions to make over these last 2 games, because he'll be disappointed, I think, and we'll speak to him in a bit. And obviously, wasn't on the touchline today. Had a one match ban from the touchline. But I think he'll be disappointed the way that they've crumbled today a little bit. And I wouldn't be surprised if we see a couple of shock changes between now and the end of the season. They've got to go to Anfield. He will not accept that performance today. They've got a game against Crystal Palace at home where they'll be looking to win, I think, and finish at least the home season on a high. And I don't think it will spoil what's gone on this season, but at the same time, he won't want another spanking out of these last 2 games. I don't think they will against Crystal Palace, but if they play like they did today against in Anfield in Klopp's final game, when you've got Salah and Nunez and whatnot, they could get spanked again, and he will not stand for that.
Yeah, I think he'll learn a lot from the way his Wolves players reacted to this game, and the way the Wolves set up. I liked, to be honest. I thought that the starting 11 was an interesting choice, playing Ryan Nouri on the right, but I didn't mind it. We know we've spoken about it recently, likes inverted wing backs, and it gave Wolves some sort of outlet. We saw that at pockets during this game. There were pockets where they had opportunities to break forward, and Mateus Cunha, who again, we spoke about a poor game today, an opportunity to release Hugo Bueno at 1-0 down, and doesn't choose to release, tries to take on 4 or 5 players who loses the ball. So there are
different against Forest than it is against
exactly
City.
There are individual decisions that Gary O'Neill cannot influence because he's not on the pitch at the time.
Yeah.
The way the Wolves set up, I thought I quite liked. But going to Anfield, he'll learn a lot about this performance and the way his players reacted going into that game, and then the Palace game itself. That writes itself almost. Wolves have to be on the front foot and they have to dominate the ball. They have to take the game to Palace in front of their own fans and finish the season at Molineux with a win. You do that, you go into the final game and Wolves aren't expected to get anything, and you go there and you have the freedom to go and play, but you don't put in the kind of mistake-ridden performance like they have done here.
Yeah, I guess it's just disappointing. I didn't see that performance coming today. Honestly, I actually thought that they might have a bit of a go, a bit of a sweat. I thought there might have been a little bit of a twist in the title race today. Maybe they might have got a draw or something, or scored a goal, but it was just a bit disappointing overall and a bit flat.
Well, we both said that we felt they might give City a run for their money, make a few hairy moments, and 3-0 down at half time. I think we were both questioning our predictions. It was not the industrious Wolves performance we've come to see from away from home. Wolves are normally very, very good tactically, as well as just a sort of solid, difficult team to break down. Again, this is against City. City are an unbelievable side. These things happen. They do this to a lot of teams. But it's the errors that Wolves in some ways were forced into making, but also there was a lot of them, i.e. the Cunha one, a goal of Wolves' own making and mistakes of their own making, handing City goals and handing them opportunities. That is going to be the biggest concern for Gary O'Neill moving forward.
Yeah, and look, when you mirror it from last season and Wolves were safe, and there were a couple of spankings Lopetegui took when Wolves were safe, I didn't see that coming today, and that's what the disappointment is, and I think that speaking to the fans, they're disappointed really. It's the manner of the result, the manner of the defeat, and there's a way to go, and yeah, a little bit shocking, but at the same time, hopefully they can put it right on Saturday. And look, there'll be a lot more teams that get beat 4, 5, 6, 7 and more against Manchester City. Not to be today. Man City 5, Wolves 1. For all the post-match reaction, make sure you log on to expressandstar.com.